Trump Jr. goes on the record. Nice to see you, Dan.
Good to see you, Greta. How are you?
Good. So tonight he's going to have fundraisers. What happened to the self-funding?
Well, listen, I think he's done what he's needed to do in terms of self-funding. He's gotten himself this far. He's become the nominee. He's done everything he's needed to do. Now he also has a responsibility to the party, right? It's not just him. It's also about the party and about downstream elections, of which a lot of this money is going to go. So I think the time is right. I think he's proven that he's not beholden to anyone, that he's gotten the nomination from the American people, not from corporations. And I think he's done what he's needed to do again. And now we're going to raise some money because it's very realistic or very unrealistic to run $1 billion race without doing that.
All right. In doing my research, I see constant reference that he has lent his campaign, and it's about $43 million, I think, so far that he's lent the campaign. Does he intend to be paid back that $43 million, or is he did he self-fund until this point?
No, I mean, that's his point. He said that vocally. I mean, he has self-funded that. That is his money. That is his contribution to the country. He's put in a lot of money, probably more than any politician in history, to get there, and he wants the American people to, again, know that he's not beholden to them. But now that he is the leader of the party, he does have a responsibility to make sure that we win, to make sure that we take the White House, and to make sure that we hold the House and the Senate in the upcoming elections. Okay,
so that $43 million is not really a loan, but it's a gift to his campaign.
Correct.
Okay. All right. He's in New Mexico. Governor Susana Martinez, who is a Republican, she's not going to be at the event tonight. Is that a snub of your father?
You know, honestly, I don't know. I think it's, something that's gone on over the last couple of months is that he's united a lot of people. If I look even at the last few weeks, all of the party is coming together. People are getting together. They're backing him. They understand that he's the right guy. He's the person that can bring in other states. I don't know what her agenda and her schedule is, but I think he's more focused about the people of New Mexico, creating jobs, bringing jobs back to this country, putting Americans to work, rather than pandering. So I don't think it's a big issue. I think it's something that he's going to just deal with, and he's going to do what he needs to do in New Mexico. And it's going to be a state that's going to be very critical later on in the race.
I don't think the fact whether she shows up or not, is such a big issue. But the one thing that may be important to your father is that the Latino vote in New Mexico is 25% of the GOP vote. So to the extent that she's a leading GOP, a leading Latino, making her part of the team is important.
Well, listen, I think Americans and many hardworking Latino Americans who are here legally, they also understand that. They're about jobs. They're about job creation. They want to preserve those jobs, and their jobs are the ones that are likely to be undercut by illegal immigration, which is something my father's fought very hard against. So, I think in the end, when people realize that and they get past the media soundbite and the way the media has tried to vilify things, and they really look to the bottom line, both Latinos and, frankly, African-American youth with north of 50% unemployment, the highest of all time. Those are the people that are most affected by illegal immigration. That's what my father's always spoken about. So, I've never been to another country around the world where I haven't had to go through a process to get into the country. We shouldn't be any differently. We should be thinking about Americans first, preserving American jobs, and making sure that those jobs and wages aren't undercut by people who don't belong here and haven't gone through a process legally.
Dan, thank you very much for joining us.
It's my pleasure, Greta. Thank you very much.
And the TSA head of security